Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Maker. Happy birthday to you. Welcome to Coffee on the Dark Side of Celebration. Dear George Lucas, happy birthday to you, man. Late birthday, but happy birthday. 75, 3/4 of life. If you're a normal human, but this is the maker is gonna live forever, so this is like nothing. So,
small episode this week, probably not too big news, but not too many, but
big news, small quantity of news, and lack of time because jobs and shice. Yeah. So, first news. Happy birthday again.
That's it. George Lucas, happy birthday. We can start with something easy.
Yeah.
We can start with the gaming section of our podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, I think it was yesterday, DICE gave us the new community transmission regarding the changes they are going to make on...
No, because I was studying.
On Heroes and Villains. They will give us the change that we wanted for a year and a half. No more target system. Finally. Heroes and Villains will no longer be a daycare for Boba Fett's. Yeah, Boba Fett will also be changed, but we don't have a lot of information right now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, apparently they will change something on his jetpack. Probably he will be able to dash midair, something like this. That's probably because of Finn, because Finn just rips him apart. Finn and Lando, probably. But about the changes they're going to make on Boba, we don't have a lot of information yet, because they are still working on it. But on Heroes vs. Villains, this is already confirmed. No longer we will have the target system and the 10 lives per team system. So Heroes and Villains will be transformed into like a team deathmatch. The first team to reach 25 eliminations wins. On the playtests that DICE ran, they noticed that the length of the matches was going to be roughly the same. If it's shorter, it's like a minute or two shorter. If it's longer, it's 1 minute or two longer. So not much difference there.
Yeah.
Ben also said on Twitter that this is subject to change if they see that the community is going
liking it.
Yeah, because imagine those guys that play really well go through a whole team in like 2 minutes. Imagine this. Of course, it's not going to happen in 2 minutes, but
I have some serious concerns about this information. Because even with the target system, when you start killing one at a time with the other team doesn't have time to respawn and act together again. Okay, that's the normal part.
Oh, the spawn problem.
The spawn problem, not just that. I think that if you concentrate on killing just any player of the team, the shooters will be less played.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm going to quickly search for it.
The only shooter I see maybe still play a little bit with protection is Phasma, because of the droid.
But you know that Phasma, besides the droid, she's really weak. If she doesn't have the droid, she's weak.
Yeah, total weak. But if you put the droid, it's like better reaction than the other shooters.
So what DICE says basically... Oh, sorry.
No problem.
What DICE says basically is that we've given us a lot of feedback, with this month's update, we're completely reworking the targeted system on Heroes vs. Villains. Defeating an enemy hero will add a point to your team's elimination score, regardless of which one you defeat. So basically, if you defend your teammate, you will not only prevent your team from losing a life, but you will also prevent the other team of gaining a life. So imagine, you have one life left, and the other team has... Or imagine, you have one life left on your team, and the other team has one, and your team has two.
Yeah.
If your teammate dies, you will get one less, and both teams would have 1-1. But if you defend your teammate, you will also prevent the other team from going from 1 life to 2. This is kind of the issue.
Yeah.
Let me just.
Yeah. Sorry.
With these new mechanics, the mode will no longer be the first to targeted elimination. Instead, the first team to reach 25 will be the victors of the match.
Yeah.
We will also update the achievement for eliminations to reflect this change. We will now unlock upon eliminating 50 enemies rather than be tied to target eliminations.
Yeah.
I don't think they give us anything on spawns. They finish the transmission with your constant feedback. We plan to continue evolving the Heroes vs. Villains mode, as well as the iconic characters themselves, including another change that will be seen in this month's update. We're adding more versatility to Boba Fett's jetpack, including an in-air recoveries. I'm not sure what this means.
So it means when you shoot him with any shooter or use the Force, or especially when you use Chewbacca, if you shoot the guy with Chewbacca, he starts losing control during the flight. Mm-hmm. That's why when I see a Boba Fett, I always use Chewbacca.
So basically, besides this, more details will be shared in this month's release notes. Charlemagne signing off. So nothing on the spawn system.
Yeah, but even more than that, what they do consist of saving someone.
I don't know.
For example, if you don't have a target, when you save the target, it was saving the target. But now, for example, they're going for trying to kill a shooter, but the shooter is actually protected by the shield of Leia, and you're outside you're a Force user, and you're outside of Leia's shield, and you kill the opposing team. Is that saving or just a kill?
I mean, if you kill the attacker,
but for them considering attacking, then you have to do a damage.
Imagine there's a guy with Kylo that wants to kill Leia, and Leia is inside the shield, and you're playing with Luke, for instance. If you go and kill Kylo, I'm imagining this counts as a save.
But is it a save? Just after the initial damage is done, or not? That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you just put a Leia inside a shield and kill, for example, all the others before they entering the shield, they don't do damage to Leia. Mm-hmm. So is that still considered saving because it was near a radius, or it didn't do damage, so it's not? That's the things that concern me about this saving property. Mm-hmm. It's just radius near another player, or the other player suffered damage. Because if you, or it's radius like in a sphere or in a circle because of the map. Because, for example, if it was just around a cone because of the radius of a circle, you could be with Boba Fett on top, you could be beneath it, you kill someone down there, so you technically saved. Mm-hmm. But if it's a radius, of a sphere, what will be the radius of the sphere? So many fucking questions.
I'm guessing that when the actual update is nearing, I think it comes on the 24th. When the actual update is nearing, they will give us some more information or some actual release notes before the patch. Because this transmission, although it was very clear about the new system, about the eliminating system,
the properties of the elimination system,
it's not that clear on the defensive side of the game.
Yeah.
I'm guessing so far maybe they are trying to make attacking into defense. So if the whole team attacks, you are also the whole team defending. I mean, maybe they are trying to increase team play, especially when you are playing with randoms.
Yeah, because it was just thinking about the
Yeah,
same
because
thing,
this happened.
The guy that would run immediately
Yeah,
at
I
the
mean,
beginning of the match.
with the current system, if you have a Luke, you can just run around the map and probably no one will catch you. Maybe only Darth Maul, but if you play with Maul, you can do the same.
Or Ray.
I mean, Ray is not the fastest. I'm thinking about those guys that are really, really fast, which are like
I
Luke.
always thought that Ray was fast.
No, I think Luke and Maul are actually the fastest heroes and villains on the game.
But if you hide and the others get killed because
There's a
you're
lot of
hiding-
people who do that with Boba, for instance.
Yeah.
They go to unreachable places, and when dice, and this is the thing that is recurring with the game. Players find a glitch where they can like hide when they're the target. Dice finds out, patch it, but
And they try to find another one.
while they patch it, they open up a hole in another part of the map, and this is something that it's been recurring since the release of this game. And I hope that this mode, well, the glitches will still be there, but they will be useless because you can be hiding, but you still lose. You can still lose because your other teammates are getting like raped.
Yeah.
Or
you don't lose because the other team players don't respawn. They stay in the menu, picking left and right to choose. It's still active as in game.
But the game, I think that the game actually has a save system. If you spend too long on the character selection, at least on the heroes and villains modes, I think the game has a save mode because in Galactic Assault and Capital
People stay
Supremacy,
there.
the people stay in the menus so they can get the heroes. But I think on the heroes and villains modes, the game has a subsystem.
Okay, that at least takes care of business in that part.
Yeah, because lately.
Because imagine if the other three players would stay on the menu and you had Boba Fett hiding on a place that wasn't reachable by the others, you will just shooting rockets and killing maybe 1 or 2 and gaining points for the team.
And this was actually very recurring in maps like Tatooine, if you're playing Mos Eisley,
Yavin,
Yavin,
fucking Yavin.
Hoth, also on Hoth. There's like a pipe.
Oh yeah, the one on top.
Yeah. Also on Camino, this happened a lot, which was, I mean, I don't mind losing because I'm not that very good.
But losing properly.
But I mean, if you beat me fair and square,
It's one thing.
okay, you can push me out of the ledge.
It's legit.
It's legit because it's a game mechanic. It's supposed to do that. When you're hiding in a place I can't reach you,
Well, it's still a game mechanic.
it's a game mechanic, but it's not a supposed game mechanic. I mean, the game is not supposed to allow you to do that.
It is, but it isn't.
I mean,
Any type of game with flyers or partial flyers always has places where they can be on top. If they didn't, they wouldn't create maps with that. If you want a fair and square, supposedly, game of non-high places, I have the high ground type of shit. Do a simple map, like a hologram situation of Star Trek, and convert better the stats of Boba
you
Fett.
don't need that because you have maps. You have maps where Boba Fett is not the best hero to play. Maps where you are fighting inside like a cave. I mean, Hoth is not a really good map for Boba.
The temple.
Crate is not a really good map for Boba. I mean, but there are people who play with Boba and they succeed and they are like the MVPs. I mean, those guys that play with Boba, they know how to play with Boba.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to play with Boba. I've tried, I can't. But I mean, there's guys.
You can, but you fail.
Also, there are people who hate playing like Finn, and I enjoy, and I play really like not that bad.
Yeah.
So yeah,
My highest level character is Chewbacca.
My highest level characters are actually Aiden and Finn.
Me, it's Chewbacca and Phasma.
There you go.
Shooters.
People don't
Why?
like to play as Phasma.
I do.
That's the beauty of the game.
Actually, in the other, I think I didn't send you the picture, but it was a fucking amazing. It was a Heroes and Villains game. In my team, it was me as Phasma, another player as Aiden Virgil, another player as Boba Fett, and another guy as a Force user. I think it was Kylo Ren. So I had the turret. It was on Mass Castle. We're outside of Mass Castle, near the road of the lake. When they start to appear stones and shit. I had my droid there. Aiden Virgin jumped on top of the droid, and then Boba Fett jumped on top of Aiden Virgin. It was a totem, and the other players, the other team was like at the beginning was full of Force users, and they started changing to shooters because of free. We have the strategy, and the only Force user appearing to us was Yoda, and the fucking bastard used a Force push to dismantle the tower. It was the perfect tower, but the motherfucker, jealous of green, had to destroy it.
That's the thing. When you get creative, people will get creative to beat you.
But it was funny.
There was a game where I had to jump to the top of Maz's castle, and I was Luke.
Ooh.
Jump down to the middle of the Phasma's thing. I mean, there's like the radius.
Yeah.
I was just like this little much outside of the radius, and I pushed them all, and then in the inside there was like Anakin. You are all mine, bitches. Yeah, basically. This is where the fun begins. Okay.
Look, son, family activity.
Yeah, father and son bonding. Definitely, it was cool.
You throw, I swing.
That was cool. Yeah, after that I died because I was like cocky and the turret got me and like
motherfucker.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
It was cool. Oh shit. Moving on.
Just one final detail.
Of course.
This week, I decided, fuck this shit. I'm gonna spend my credits, and I bought the Han Solo Chewbacca skin.
Oh.
Yes.
The vendor heist skin.
Yes.
Yeah. Where Chewie has like the glasses.
Yeah, it's so amazing. Yeah, it's so fun.
Moving on to not so much gaming stuff. The Rise of Skywalker comes in December. And after that, there was already confirmed 3 years without Star Wars movies. Disney gave us some good news this week.
At least more money for them.
There's like apparently 3 shows.
Including Mandalorian.
3 shows on the Disney Plus service. Besides
how many of them are from Dave Filoni?
I think it's only the Clone Wars, and then that episode of the Mandalorian he will be directing.
So the 3 shows will be the extra episodes.
No. There's Clone Wars, and then 3 other shows, 3 live action shows. Okay. Maybe this clears.
Live action.
Yeah, like with people, live action. So the Mandalorian, which is already confirmed. There is another one that is already confirmed but doesn't have the date, which is like a prequel to Rogue One with Cassian and K2SO. And it's with the same actors.
Oh, I've seen that news like ago, but it was a possibility. Yeah.
But it's already confirmed. It's like for a few months. I mean, Alan Tudyk was on the celebration and he actually confirmed and gave us some small footage of it, of like the shooting. And there's another one, apparently. We still don't know what it is.
Surprise.
We don't have a date.
Oh, no, não dá gosto de date?
At least for now.
I was trying to imitate
I know,
Pink, but
I
it
know.
was so terrible. So terrible.
It happens.
It happens.
Drink better, you must.
Yes.
But with The Mandalorian already confirmed for season 2,
Yeah.
I'm actually keen to see what these shows are. You are a creative guy. What do you think the third show will be?
Well, considering the last developments in the area of shows, besides the Clone Wars, we only have the time of period after the 6th movie.
That's where The Mandalorian comes in.
The Mandalorian comes in. Rebels came in that time. Resistance came in that.
No, Rebels.
No, sorry.
Rebels came after the Solo movie.
Yeah. I'm saying shit. Rebels was during 4 to 6. That's the correct order.
No.
Yes.
Rebels came before 4. Resistance comes after 6.
But no,
Yeah.
Rebels. No, I'm.
Rebels
Hey,
is
I'm
in the beginning of the Empire.
No, what? I'm confusing.
Resistance with.
No, I'm confusing the Force Makers.
Oh.
The Lego show.
Yeah.
Lego show was between 4 and 6 because the young Lego
Yeah.
Force user met either Leia and Luke already as the Jedi Luke, and but yeah, they're grabbing ideas of either the expanded universe and things that wanted to see. I've said this before, I think, and I'll say it again. The RPGs helped a lot these decisions. Why? Because they separated the contents and the gameplay of the RPGs into either you're a rebel, either you're a smuggler, either you're a Force user. And the Force user was the last one to be released. So they first had to play as rebels or smugglers, which gave many ideas and many possibilities for stories, other podcasts, other play sessions, a lot. And I think they're seeing where the people want more stuff, and they're trying to explore. So I think the third show won't be connected to the Force in any way. Well, it all is connected to the Force, but I mean, I hope. At least I hope. I'm not certain, but I hope it will not be about a Force user. Because about the Force user, we already have the games. With the Jedi Fallen Order, it makes no sense to have an a show about another Force user. Rebels was extremely important. Yes. Why? It connected something after the third movie and the fourth movie, and progress of one of the characters we like it from the Clone Wars, and progress about the plans of the Emperor before Luke appeared, and some progress of the story of Darth Vader. I was saying Luke Vader.
Luke Vader.
Luke Vader. What? You have misguided for the last time. But yeah, I think it will be another show like non-Force user.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Mandalorian, non-Force user. Rogue One prequel, non-Force user. Let's hope it's non-Force user,
also,
because
Solo was a non-Force user movie. Yeah,
also that
there was that small Easter egg in the end, but I mean,
it's not the main concern of that.
Like Rogue One was not a Force user movie. Yeah,
Exactly.
There was the thing with Vader, but it's not.
Yeah, it's just the final to connect to the other things that people like. Again, do you remember when we came out from the cinema and we heard, but Darth Maul is there?
Yeah.
Is this before or after Darth Vader?
I wanted to punch that guy so bad.
Now you know what was worst? What was The Rock is the new?
Oh yeah.
What was the
Rock
new?
Is the new Adam Sandler.
The new Adam Sandler, the Adam Sandler of our generation.
Yeah.
We would like, what drugs are you in, man?
Dude, I need to smoke some of that.
No, we don't, because we don't feel like that.
I need to smoke
Don't
some
do
of
death
that.
sticks.
But yeah, I would love to see finally a show about the baddies. I would love to see a show on the Empire side,
Yeah.
or maybe like a First Order side, maybe whatever.
Yeah, because we have comics. Most of the comics or stories that appear about the dark side. Well, we had Thrawn. Thrawn was a book, excellent book. Still have to read the second one.
I'm starting to read the book today.
We have his participation in Rebels, which give us a part of the dark side story of
And
Star Wars.
I'm really sad the way that Thrawn was handled in Rebels. I'm really sad because he's like presented as a master tactician.
But fucks up in the last minute.
But the thing is, the whole premise of the Rebels show is like the Rebels
win,
outplaying the Empire. So you actually lose some of that respect that you have for the Empire in the original trilogy, which is like that super militaristic and super powerful Nazi-like thing, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Rebels was cool.
Yes.
Was cool. There were a couple of characters that I really enjoyed, besides the ones that previously appear on the Clone Wars, like Ahsoka, like Captain Rex.
And
about the new characters, I'm talking about the new characters.
What was the other name of the other guy that appears in Rogue One? The one with the leg.
The leg? Saw Gerrera.
Saw Gerrera.
Yeah. Saw Gerrera, yeah, but I don't think he is in Rebels.
Yes.
It is?
At one point.
Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, Saw Gerrera, yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember the episodes, yeah. But of the new characters, the ones I really enjoy are Kanan.
Chopper.
Yeah, okay, besides Chopper. Okay, Chopper. Are actually Kanan and Hera, of the new characters. Because the other ones, I find them very forgetful. Unfortunately.
I like the Mandalorian one.
Oh,
I'm
the
terrible
girl.
with names.
The girl, yeah. Sabine, right?
Yeah, Sabine.
Yeah,
right.
Sabine, yeah.
I liked her.
Okay. It's not that bad. I mean,
No,
Ezra is awful. Ezra is awful. I'm saying this. Ezra is awful. The purple one, the big one. It's awful. He's awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of understand because Rebels is more directed for kids. Mm-hmm. But they knew that the older folks would also see it, so
that's why
they got some kind of lazy.
If you watch the progress of either Clone Wars or Rebels, it's just a show that starts for kids. Even Resistance goes with this formula. It starts as a show for kids to sell on Disney Channel. Yeah. Then it gets progressively more adult by the episode that passes. Why? Because they're appearing that, okay, kids are watching and their parents are watching, so let's grab the old folks. Mm-hmm. So we have to do more content because it gives us the image of Star Wars is a progression story. The characters evolve. They start like a little bit childish, a little bit goofy, and then you start going from series in series business.
I mean, I kind of understand what you're saying with the Clone Wars. Okay, I totally agree with you. But the thing is, in Rebels, you don't really see that whole arc. I mean, Ezra is as obnoxious in the start as it is in the end. That episode on the I think it's the last season or the one before that, where Maul finally knows where Obi-Wan is. They could have done a whole episode just about those two guys, okay? If they did the whole episode just about those two, the episode would still be the same. We don't need that whole 20 to 30 minute Ezra's journey around Tatooine. We don't need it. Ezra doesn't need to go to Tatooine. I mean, God, it's just an excuse to give the kid screen time. That's the whole thing.
The show was about him.
I mean, they put Ezra in the whole center where he has the awful, awful, awful character. He's the worst character. That's the thing. I don't see that evolution that you see on the characters. I see on Kanan, I see on Hera. That's why they are the best characters. I see some on Sabine. Yeah, okay.
I actually see in a lot of the characters the evolution, except on the purple guy. Well, I actually see also in the purple guy because
the purple guy is like the comedic guy, but he's just
he's also trying to find his family and all that. Yeah, he's a little bit obnoxious. But I see some evolution in Ezra. It's not compared as the evolution of Kanan. I just said Ezra, didn't I? Yeah, Ezra is not the main guy. No, it's the main guy. What's the name of the girl?
Sabine.
No, the other girl.
Hera.
Ezra, Hera. I see the evolution on Kanan. I see the evolution of the people inside of Hera. I see some evolution.
People inside of Hera.
The connection to the family.
Hera is the green one.
Yeah.
What?
When he goes back to the people.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The whole story about she leaving the family and the planet and all that. I mean, I think every character has his own evolution. If it's all great, I'm not saying that. Did I like it? Yes. Do you like it? No. It's okay. We have both sides of the podcast.
I mean, I did enjoy the series. Don't
no,
get me
I'm not
wrong.
saying the series. I'm saying the evolution of the character.
I enjoyed the series. I think that there is not actually kind of an evolution in some characters. And what saddens me is that these actual characters that don't show that really great evolution, are portrayed as the main ones, you know? And they made the Empire look like a bunch of clowns, which is not true. Let's end this myth that stormtroopers miss, okay? Make the stormtroopers actually shoot someone.
But we when we play as troopers, we miss a lot.
But the thing is, I have a bad aim.
Me too.
We're
troopers.
I can't aim for my life. If I had to shoot a guy that wants to rob me, I would miss. I would shoot myself.
I'm robbing you right now.
Yeah, like the bullet would hit there, and it would come up. Yeah. So, but why am I saying this? It's coming back to the thing we were talking about. I mean, let's give us please a story about on the bad side, a decent one, because Battlefront 2 was advertised as a Empire story, and it's not. It's a half Empire story because she defects halfway through.
Yeah, we need. You know what? I just remembered something. You know what would be good? Because we don't have a lot of info from the movies. A show from the Knights of Ren. Bad guys.
I wouldn't go.
Not all of them have the Force, supposedly.
That depends on what we get on the
ninth movie.
On the ninth movie, yeah. I would put it on. I mean, if this show actually comes out after
the ninth movie,
episode 9, which will obviously come out after, I would rather discuss the Knights of Ren show after seeing The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Because all we have is like a small teaser trailer.
Right now, from what we have, it's a possibility.
Yes. So from the promises we've had.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what we have. Because what we have are promises, just promises.
No. The promises we don't.
We have promises. Like, the Knights of Ren showed up in the movies, but they don't do shit. That's the thing.
You only see the Knights of Ren in one time in the 7th movie.
That small flashback.
A small flashback, and then you were supposed to see them in the more flashbacks in the 8th episode. But fuck you.
Ryan Johnson says no.
No.
Ryan Johnson preferred a casino.
Gambling and shit. But and we don't still have the confirmation if they appear in the 9th episode or not. Well, we've seen in the supposedly fan poster.
No,
we've seen it
teaser,
supposedly in the teaser. Supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly. That was what I was going to say. People say that it may be the Knights of Ren.
But the Knights of Ren revolting against the leader.
Yeah, I don't know.
It can also be just a helmet of a trooper. You know, a trooper, not a rebel. It can be so lot. You don't see any particular weapon
The Knights of Ren may just be like a myth, and just a cool name to throw around.
Yeah, but why give?
I don't know. That's like the thing, you know. The Force works in mysterious ways. The Force works in mysterious ways. I mean, I'm going full Sean Connery here. You're going to have sex with me. No, James. Yes. No, James. Yes. No, James. Okay. See, kids, 15 hours and a yes means yes. I watch too much Family Guy.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, the thing is, please give us an Empire side of the story. I would love to see it. I mean, probably it would be the most watched of the three. I have no doubt.
And if someone from Disney is listening to us, you have a fucking battalion of fans that already have armor licensed and with regulations for these events. You don't have to pay as much.
Do it.
Just do it.
You can do it.
All the fans. Then name it probably in the credits of his show. So probably you spend more times in the credits than the show, but it will be worth it.
Yeah, we only care about the credits, don't we?
And the post credits.
Yeah. Speaking of post credits. The phase 3 of Marvel, or phase 4 of Marvel ends this year.
Yes.
And the Skywalker saga ends this year.
Yes.
But we already have the dates for the next trilogy of Star Wars.
Yes.
Which is...
And we already have the plans for the next... the next part of the Marvel universe, but you cannot talk about it because it will spoil the game.
The thing is, Spider-Man is not the start of the new phase. It's the closing of this one.
I know.
So, apparently, and this is like a side note, Marvel will announce, has already announced the dates of the movies that will start Phase 4 or Phase 5, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it will start on next year, on May. We don't have the movies yet, the names of the movies yet, but we know that only next year we will have Marvel movies.
You know what I imagine with all this news about Marvel, Star Wars, and so on? I imagine just Walt Disney waking up from his sleeping ice slumber and just go, make the money rain, rain, make the money rain.
People are losing their minds with their oh yeah, but Endgame will beat all the box office stuff. It will beat Avatar. It will beat Star Wars. Yeah.
Hope so, because I don't like Avatar.
The 3 are owned by Disney. So yeah. It's
all the money, Flo.
You know, I'm going to quote something from Endgame here. I see this as an absolute win. This is the thing. You know? Disney is just counting the money in the end of the day. Yeah. So, yeah, go nuts.
They bought Hulu.
They bought Hulu, yeah.
They bought Hulu.
Definitely. I've seen the news this week. Today, sorry. But yeah, I was going to rant on the movies.
I think at one point we're going to change the name of our podcast for How Does Disney Make Money?
Yeah.
It buys stuff, it sells stuff, everybody's stupid!
The Billionaire's Guide for Disney. The Billionaire's Guide for Disney. I would love to do a small series of this, like 10 minutes
episodes,
shorts, of us talking about how Disney can make money, giving ideas to Disney to make more money.
No, and giving ideas, in giving points how Trump failed.
I'm thinking this will happen. These episodes will definitely happen. And if Disney listens to half of our ideas, in 50 years, Disney will own the universe. Like, they will own the other galaxies.
If they conserve the Earth and the breathing air and the oceans, I'm fine with that.
Definitely.
Most of their movies and plot lines are about how someone fucked the planet. And we have to conserve the ambient and the Mother Earth and all the mother planets.
I will just conserve Mother Russia. But yeah. Okay, now we're focusing.
Yeah.
2022, on the 16th of December, apparently, the first movie of Star Wars is coming. Then, on the 20th of December of 2024, and on the 18th of December of 2026. These are like reports that are circulating online.
So basically, like a week and a half.
Every 2 years of difference, yeah.
Before Christmas.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You can argue. Oh, why don't they launch it on May the 4th?
No.
Christmas is the strongest.
Put the kids.
Yeah.
Sell the stuff.
The thing is, yeah, Christmas is the best. Is the best.
Time of the year.
Time of the year. Sorry.
To sell
thank you.
stuff.
Thank you. To give us these kinds of movie because kids will want to see it. They will sell merchandise. Kids will want the toys.
Grown-ups have vacations.
Yeah. So there's like more money flowing to spend on things.
Back again to our plan of the second part
so,
of
yeah,
the podcast.
Disney
makes money.
Disney, please wait around. We will give you the episode. Episodes. Sorry, thank you. On very, very soon, huh? Please, someone share this with Disney. But yeah.
Please, Disney, hire us.
Apparently, there are also reports online, that, and I think we've discussed this last week, that Avatar movies will come out between Star Wars movies.
Oh yeah, that.
So, given the time that the first one came out and the second one is coming, I don't see them doing 4 Avatar movies in 5-6 years.
I do.
I don't.
I'll tell you why I do. Harry Potter 7 and 8. It's basically one big ass movie. They decided to cut it in half.
The thing is, that's what they did with Infinity War and Endgame. But those are 2 movies.
Yeah.
Avatar will be 4.
Well, imagine the time they probably have been recording this shit. Right?
Yeah.
And they probably already cut it in pieces.
But it's possible. Yes, it's possible. But I don't see them managing it.
And that would be funny
we
if
will have to see it.
This news was released by someone inside of the industry that just read Avatar and Avatar and Avatar and Avatar, but they're actually movies about Avatar and movies about Avatar.
Like spin-offs.
No. I'm saying like every title is Avatar, but some are from the blue Avatar and the others are from the kid themed Avatar. That would explain a lot.
That's evil. That's very.
But the first one was called The Last Airbender, not Avatar, because of rights. Well, decided to say fuck you to the rights because now it's from the same company.
I'm just curious what story they will rip off to do their avatars.
Is Nickelodeon from Disney or not?
No, I don't think so.
Not. Okay.
But the thing is, I'm curious to see what stories Avatar will rip off to make new Avatar movies because the first one kind of rips off the Pocahontas.
Yeah.
So maybe the second.
Pocahontas 2.
Maybe they will do like a Little Mermaid thing.
No. Pocahontas 2. He goes to the planet of the normal people.
Oh yeah, yeah, and he changes body on Earth.
He changes back to the body of a clone of a human.
Jesus.
And the blue girl also changes too.
That's twisted. That's very twisted.
No, it's not. It can't be Beauty and the Beast.
Thing is, I don't see it. I don't see them pulling off 4 Avatar movies. I feel it in my jellies.
Yeah, but now I'm really thinking about other movies of Disney they can rip off.
Aladdin,
Oh.
Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, Snow White,
The Lion King.
Shrek. Oh no, Shrek is not from Disney
Yet.
yet. Monsters Inc., The Lion King. Yeah, the Toy Story. I'm trying to now. I'm trying to figure out how a Toy Story movie would work on Avatar.
It's the little robots that activate when people are not around.
Jesus, that's twisted. That's so twisted.
Then it evolves to the Matrix. Oh, yeah. Fourth Matrix movie announced.
Yeah. By the same guy from the new John Wick.
Yeah.
And a John Wick movie. Game, sorry.
Yeah. And the show.
And a show, yeah.
Yep. With...
You get a John Wick, you get a John Wick, you get a John Wick. Everybody gets a John Wick.
And everybody kills puppies, so you're all screwed with John Wick.
Yeah. The thing is, don't kill your puppies.
Nope.
John Wick will come and kill you. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, we've talked about the game.
Mm-hmm.
The game. The show. The movie.
I think,
the games.
Yeah.
I have to tell everybody to actually go see Pikachu. Mm-hmm. It was amazingly done. Legendary didn't let us down.
I feel it in my jellies that it will be remembered as one of the greatest.
One of the greatest. Plus, many references to the games and the story and the release dates of things inside the movie. I will not tell anything about it, but even references in Pokédexes were mentioned at one point.
Mm-hmm.
To anyone that listens to us and still has to go to see and will listen to our episode, be careful with the dates mentioned in the movie. It's another Easter egg. Just giving us a point and the ending, I laughed at it.
It was cool.
It was so I was like,
I mean, I would. The ending didn't really surprise me.
No, it didn't, but it did it.
I think it was the only part of the movie that didn't surprise me. I remember on the break, on like the halftime break, I turned around to Andre and I've told him, I know how this is going to end. So yeah, the movie after a few minutes starts to be kind of predictable.
But every
because the plot, and especially because the plot is rather simple.
Yeah.
Great
movie.
But I think if the plot was, if the plot thickens, it would not be as good as a movie because they would lose themselves between the plots, the CGI, the Pokemon. They would
jokes.
They would lose their focus on what's important, and the plot wouldn't work. So I am actually glad they went for
and if you're living in Portugal and you go to buy 2 tickets in the NOS cinema, and be careful, this is not being paid from NOS to give you a commercial, you get a bonus pack with 2 cards, promotional cards.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere? I thought it was just okay. No, go to every cinema around.
But you have to ask. You have to ask for them.
Yeah.
Because they are almost sold out.
Yeah.
The cards are almost sold out.
I almost forgot my packs because I bought 4 tickets.
I've seen the movie 2 times.
Yeah.
And I only get 1 packet. Because
I got 2.
On the first one,
it was already sold out. Okay, but at least one of the cards, it's a promotional Pikachu. They are all the same, and the first attack
I think there are 2 or
2
3
versions.
Yeah,
2 versions of Pikachu, but
and 2 versions of Psyduck, I think, because the one that shows on the pamphlet is not the one I have.
Oh, wait a minute! I have the card. No, the.
Show me the Psyduck. Yeah, that's not the one I have.
Oh.
So yeah.
Wait. There's. Oh, these are the red ones, I think, or something like that.
Because I have this Pikachu here. I have this Pikachu.
Actually, I don't. There's not the card I have.
Maybe those are just like examples.
Yeah. These ones are extremely rare.
Yeah. I have the first Pikachu one.
I have also the first Pikachu, and the first version of the Pikachu, it says coffee time.
Yeah.
And the second Pikachu says as a lightning attack, brilliant deduction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Smarty pants.
Smarty pants. The movie is amazing. If you play Pokemon Go,
it's not very ambitious.
No,
I think
hit the correct time.
And I think they did well not being too ambitious. There are some minor flaws on the CGIs, especially towards the end.
Yep.
On Mewtwo, there are like a few things that I didn't like that I can actually tell you after we end this.
One amazing thing, there was a guy. He had a page on DeviantArt, and he was the guy doing the first Pokemon CGI images, sculptures in 3D, all that. He was invited to be the chief. Leading chief of the art department for the episode and the CGI part. Mm-hmm. That it's like, we're doing this movie. You have this plan. Let's make some money.
You can do it.
You can do it. Use the force of the computer.
So yeah, I think we're done here.
Yep. But that's
I think we've covered everything. Like we said in the beginning, there were the news were great, but there weren't so many.
Yeah.
We will start working on the Disney episodes.
Like short.
They will probably be shorter, yeah. Way shorter because these are our main ones. But
we'll call them like sub-part or something. Or Parsec 1.
Coffee shots. Like coffee shots. So yeah.
That's a plan.
We can make some about Disney, some about others. I mean, the DC. I mean, we could actually.
We can do plans. All the other companies used to make money before they were bought by Disney.
Yeah. We can also think about how DC will turn this around.
We'll try.
Well, they are turning it around. No, they are. Shazam was amazing.
I haven't seen it.
Shazam was amazing.
This week in Portugal, we have a celebration for cinema where the tickets only cost €2.50. And the movie I wanted to see, Hellboy, is already just in Gondomar e Viseu.
I've heard that. I've heard that Hellboy was awful.
Shazam also, it isn't here, just in middle of Lisbon. I don't want to drive you to the middle of Lisbon. You're not
Take the transport, Jesus! What are you?
Working shit,
dude.
So.
Do you live in your car or something? But yeah, go see Shazam. Shazam is really cool. I did enjoy Aquaman too.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman was amazing.
Yeah.
So I think they are actually turning it around. I hope they keep doing it.
They're trying.
I mean, I did enjoy Batman vs Superman and The Man of Steel. I did enjoy them, but because I like darker movies too. Mm-hmm. I think that superheroes can sometimes give us a darker side. Because Marvel is too colorful, too white, too bright. But yeah, Shazam is actually really cool. I actually enjoyed Shazam more than I did Endgame. So I mean, Endgame is obviously a better movie. Especially because it has like 10 or 12 more times of the budget. So yeah. But yeah, Shazam was really cool. We will be back next week.
Yep.
Maybe with some more news, I hope. I don't know if you have anything else.
Nah, I'm preparing stuff. A little bit secret, not a little secret, but a little project for this podcast. I'm preparing things for a role-playing session. Let the madness begin.
All right.
Right, partner. Keep on rolling, baby. Rolling dice, right? Got it. You know what time it is.
So, yeah. See you next week, guys. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you and happy birthday again.